The massive alien ships descended through Earth's atmosphere, their metallic hulls gleaming like predatory sharks against the blue sky. Lieutenant David Park watched from the command center, his hands clasped behind his back, a calm resolve etched across his face. The Zorn had arrived with an ultimatum that had been transmitted across every communication channel: surrender or be destroyed. Their massive battleships, each larger than entire human cities, hovered menacingly over major population centers. Military analysts around the world had predicted total annihilation within hours. David knew the statistics. Earth's current military technology was primitive compared to the Zorn's advanced weaponry. Conventional missiles, fighter jets, and ground artillery would be nothing more than mosquito attacks against their shields and energy weapons. In the research facility beneath the command center, Elena Kim worked frantically. She was reviewing the first intercepted alien communication signals, her fingers dancing across holographic displays. Unlike most scientists who would be terrified, she saw this as the most exciting moment of her career. "They're arrogant," she muttered to herself, analyzing the communication patterns. The Zorn spoke in structured, almost mechanical languages that revealed more about their thought processes than they realized. Outside, the first wave of alien dropships began their descent. Each carried hundreds of armored soldiers, their exoskeletons, designed for warfare across multiple planetary environments. They looked like metallic insects, moving with precise, calculated movements. In major cities around the world, panic started to spread. People ran through streets, some trying to escape, others frozen in terror. Military units were mobilizing, knowing their resistance would likely be futile. David received real-time updates on multiple screens. Satellite imagery showed Zorn troops landing in New York, Tokyo, London, and Moscow simultaneously. Their strategy was clear: a synchronized global invasion designed to overwhelm human defenses. "They think we're weak," David said quietly to his team. "They believe technological superiority guarantees victory. But humans had something the Zorn could never understand: adaptability, creativity, and an unprecedented capacity to learn and evolve rapidly." The first military engagements were brutal. Human tanks and fighter jets were destroyed within minutes. Zorn energy weapons cut through steel and concrete like paper. Military bases turned into smoking ruins within hours. Yet something unexpected began to happen. Human soldiers didn't break. They studied. They observed. They started identifying patterns in alien weapon systems and combat strategies. In research labs across continents, scientists like Elena were already dissecting captured alien technology. What the Zorn saw as a quick conquest, humans saw as a massive technological learning opportunity. Military units began developing guerrilla tactics. Instead of direct confrontation, they started targeting communication systems, energy supply, lines, and creating strategic disruptions. Small teams would strike quickly and vanish, leaving the technologically superior Zorn confused and frustrated. David watched a map showing global invasion points. Red markers indicated Zorn landing zones, while small blue dots represented human resistance groups. Those blue dots were small, but they were moving, adapting, spreading like a living network. The alien commander, monitoring the invasion from his massive mothership, believed victory was certain. Humanity would be another footnote in the Zorn's 1,000-year conquest history. What the Zorn didn't realize was that humans had been preparing for potential extraterrestrial threats for decades. Secret research programs, advanced technological prototypes, and strategic contingency plans were now being activated. As the first day of invasion concluded, the world looked defeated. Massive alien ships controlled the skies. Zorn troops controlled major cities. Human casualties were in the hundreds of thousands, but beneath the smoke and destruction something was brewing. A resistance, a revolution, a technological uprising that would change everything. The Zorn thought they were conquering a planet. Instead, they had just awakened humanity's most dangerous quality: its ability to transform challenge into opportunity. 2 weeks into the invasion, the Zorn realized something was wrong. Their seemingly easy conquest had turned into a nightmare of unexpected resistance. Michael Choi worked in an underground research facility, surrounded by captured alien technology. His team had been systematically dismantling Zorn weapons, understanding their core mechanics. What seemed like complex alien engineering to others looked like simple puzzles to Michael. "Look at this energy coupling," he explained to his team, pointing at a destroyed alien weapon. "It's advanced, but it has a fundamental weakness." They never expected anyone to actually study their technology this closely. Sarah Park led a special forces unit that had become legendary among resistance fighters. Her team moved like ghosts, striking Zorn positions and disappearing before enemy troops could respond. They weren't trying to win big battles. They were creating constant, unpredictable disruptions. In Tokyo, a Zorn patrol searching an abandoned research center suddenly found themselves trapped. Holographic projections created by human engineers confused their sensors. The alien soldiers fired wildly, shooting at images that weren't real. By the time they realized the trick, Sarah's team had already stolen critical technology and escaped. The Zorn communication network started experiencing strange interruptions. Messages became garbled, coordination became difficult. What seemed like technical glitches were actually carefully designed human interventions. Young engineers and computer experts were transforming everyday technology into weapons. Satellite networks, mobile communication systems, even home electronics became tools of resistance. The Zorn had expected a straightforward military conquest, but they encountered a population where every citizen was a potential strategist. Military strategists discovered that human unpredictability was their greatest weapon. Zorn battle protocols were designed for opponents who followed standard warfare rules. Humans broke every rule, attacked from unexpected angles, and used creativity as a tactical advantage. In suburban neighborhoods, teenagers were reprogramming captured alien communication devices. Old computer parts, modified radio systems, and creative coding became sophisticated resistance tools. The Zorn's technological superiority was being systematically undermined. Agricultural areas became unexpected battlegrounds. Farmers used local knowledge to create complex ambush networks. They understood terrain, could move silently, and knew how to use local resources as weapons. Zorn troops used to fighting in standardized environments found themselves constantly surprised. Michael's research team made a breakthrough. They discovered a way to create electromagnetic pulses that could temporarily disable Zorn energy shields. It wasn't a permanent solution, but it gave human forces critical moments of vulnerability during encounters. Sarah's Special Forces unit developed new combat tactics. Instead of direct confrontation, they focused on psychological warfare. Strange audio broadcasts, unexpected attack patterns, and deliberate misinformation created constant uncertainty among Zorn troops. The alien commanders grew frustrated. Their reports back to the mothership became increasingly confused. How could a supposedly primitive species create such complex resistance? Human creativity became the ultimate weapon. Where Zorn technology followed rigid protocols, human responses were fluid, adaptive, and completely unpredictable. Each Zorn strategic plan was quickly countered by human innovation. Global communication networks, once thought destroyed, began functioning through alternative methods. Amateur radio operators, internet hackers, and local communication experts created underground networks that the Zorn couldn't easily track or destroy. Military analysts noted something unprecedented. The human resistance was getting stronger, not weaker. Each failed Zorn attack provided more information, more captured technology, and more opportunities for human adaptation. The invasion that was supposed to take days was now entering its third week. Zorn leadership began to realize they weren't dealing with a simple planetary conquest. They were facing a species that transformed every weakness into a potential strength. As night fell across different continents, resistance groups prepared for another round of strategic disruptions. The Zorn might have superior technology, but humans had something far more powerful, an unbreakable spirit of innovation and survival. The real war was just beginning, and humanity was just getting started. Dr. Rachel Lee stared at her computer screen, a smile spreading across her face. What she had discovered would change everything about the war against the Zorn. The research facility, hidden deep beneath a mountain range, buzzed with nervous energy. Scientists and engineers worked around the clock, examining every piece of captured alien technology. They weren't just studying the Zorn's weapons. They were reimagining them completely. Rachel's breakthrough came from an unexpected source. By analyzing the Zorn communication systems, she discovered a fundamental flaw in their technological design. Their advanced communication network had a critical vulnerability that no one had noticed before. With a few lines of code and some carefully designed signal modifications, Rachel created a communication disruptor that could throw entire Zorn battle groups into total chaos. Their perfectly coordinated systems would suddenly become confused, with units unable to communicate or coordinate attacks. William Kwan, the military strategic advisor, saw the potential immediately. "This isn't just a weapon," he told Rachel. "This is a complete game-changer." Across the world, human resistance groups started receiving modified communication devices. What looked like simple handheld radios were actually sophisticated tools designed to exploit alien technological weaknesses. Young engineers and technical experts were turning everyday electronics into advanced warfare systems. The Zorn had always believed their technology was generations ahead of human capabilities. They saw humans as primitive, unable to understand their complex systems. This belief would become their greatest weakness. In orbital research stations, human scientists worked on reverse engineering captured Zorn spacecraft components. They weren't trying to copy alien technology. They were improving it, adapting it to human needs and capabilities. A team in Brazil developed a new type of energy shield using principles they had learned from studying Zorn defensive systems. It was lighter, more flexible, and could be produced using local manufacturing resources. The Zorn's complex energy technologies were being simplified and improved by human innovation. Military training centers began developing new combat strategies. Instead of traditional warfare, they focused on technological adaptation. Soldiers were now part engineer, part fighter, trained to understand and modify technology in real-time combat situations. Rachel's communication disruptor proved devastating in practical tests. During a small skirmish in South America, Zorn troops suddenly found their coordination completely destroyed. Units couldn't communicate. Their advanced targeting systems became unreliable, and human resistance forces moved like shadows around them. The psychological impact was just as important as the technological one. Zorn soldiers, who had always believed in their technological superiority, began to doubt their own systems. Every successful human intervention chipped away at their confidence. William Kwan redesigned planetary defense protocols. Each human colony was transformed into an adaptive, intelligent defensive network. What looked like simple settlements became complex technological fortresses, capable of rapid reconfiguration and unexpected resistance. Young students and technical experts became unexpected heroes. Computer programmers, electronics engineers, and communications specialists were now on the front lines of a technological war. Their creativity became a weapon more powerful than any traditional military hardware. Satellite networks, once thought destroyed, were rebuilt using modified alien technology. Communication systems became decentralized, making them nearly impossible for the Zorn to completely disable. Every destroyed network was quickly replaced with something more advanced and adaptable. The Zorn leadership watched in increasing frustration. Their reports from Earth became more confused with each passing week. How could a species they considered technologically primitive be adapting so quickly? Rachel continued her research, knowing that each small breakthrough could change the entire course of the war. The human resistance wasn't just fighting. They were evolving, learning, transforming their entire understanding of technology and warfare. As another night fell, research facilities around the world continued their work. The war against the Zorn was no longer about military might. It was a battle of creativity, innovation, and the human ability to turn any challenge into an opportunity. The Epsilon sector glowed with the fierce light of 1,000 burning engines. David Park stood on the bridge of the Horizon, humanity's most advanced battleship, watching the Zorn fleet approach. Months of preparation had led to this moment. Every captured alien technology, every breakthrough from research teams, every strategic adaptation would be tested in the next few hours. The decisive battle that would determine Earth's fate was about to begin. The Zorn fleet looked impressive. Massive ships that dwarfed human vessels, their metallic surfaces gleaming with energy. Weapons capable of destroying entire cities. They moved with mechanical precision, believing their technological superiority guaranteed victory. David's communication officer, Elena Kim, intercepted Zorn transmissions. Their messages revealed absolute confidence, a fatal mistake that humans would exploit. Each alien communication provided more information about their battle strategies. The first wave of Zorn attacks came swift and brutal. Energy beams cut through space, destroying smaller human support vessels. But these weren't random targets. They were carefully planned sacrificial units designed to reveal alien attack patterns. Human ships moved differently. Where Zorn vessels followed strict geometric formations, Earth's fleet danced across the battlefield. They twisted, turned, and adapted with a fluidity that confused alien targeting systems. Each movement was unpredictable, each strategy a surprise. Michael Choi's technology team had prepared something special. Hidden within human ships were modified communication devices that would slowly corrupt Zorn navigation and targeting systems. What seemed like minor technical glitches would gradually become complete system failures. Sarah Park led a special assault squadron. Her team's modified fighters could transform their energy signatures, making them appear and disappear from alien sensors. They struck critical points in the Zorn fleet, creating chaos and confusion. The battle became a complex dance of technology and strategy. Zorn commanders watched in increasing frustration as their perfectly planned invasion started to crumble. Human ships didn't just resist, they actively transformed the battlefield. Psychological warfare played a crucial role. Intercepted communications showed growing panic among Zorn troops. Their belief in total victory was rapidly collapsing. Each human success chipped away at their confidence. Satellite networks and ground-based support teams provided real-time information. Every Zorn movement was tracked, analyzed, and countered within moments. What should have been a simple conquest had become a nightmare of constant adaptation. Deep in space, smaller human teams executed precision strikes. They targeted specific energy conduits, communication relays, and critical ship systems. The Zorn fleet started to lose coordination, with individual ships becoming increasingly isolated. David's strategy was simple but effective. Instead of trying to match Zorn technological power, he exploited their rigid thinking. Human ships moved like living organisms, changing tactics faster than alien computers could process. The turning point came unexpectedly. A group of modified human fighters using technology developed by Rachel Lee's research team created a massive electromagnetic pulse. Entire sections of the Zorn fleet suddenly went dark, their advanced systems temporarily disabled. Zorn leadership watched in disbelief. Their perfectly planned invasion was falling apart. Humanity wasn't just resisting, they were systematically dismantling the most advanced military force in the galaxy. As hours passed, the battle transformed. What started as an alien invasion became a human counterattack. Zorn ships, once thought invincible, now looked vulnerable and confused. The final stages of the battle were brutal. Human forces, using every captured piece of technology and every creative strategy, pushed the Zorn fleet back. Each destroyed alien ship was a testament to human innovation and resilience. David watched the final moments of the battle. The Zorn fleet, once massive and intimidating, was now scattered and broken. Humanity had done more than survive. They had completely transformed the meaning of technological warfare. As the last Zorn ships retreated, a new era began. The galaxy would never look at humans the same way again. The surrender ceremony took place in the United Nations headquarters, a building that had once symbolized human diplomatic hopes, and was now the center of galactic transformation. Elena, Kim stood at the podium, her presence radiating calm and absolute control. Across from her, the defeated Zorn leadership sat stripped of their ceremonial armor, looking smaller and more vulnerable than anyone had ever seen them. Global broadcasts carried the moment to every corner of Earth and the remaining alien territories. Billions watched as humanity's representative prepared to dictate terms to a once unbeatable galactic civilization. The Zorn Confederacy will be completely dismantled, Elena announced, her voice clear and precise. Your territories will be redistributed. Your military infrastructure will be systematically decommissioned. The Zorn leaders who had once looked down on humans as primitive beings now looked like defeated children. Their technological superiority had been completely shattered by human creativity and adaptability. David Park stood nearby, representing military strategy. William Kwan and Michael Choi were also present, symbolizing the scientific and technological breakthrough that had made this victory possible. Each human representative carried the weight of months of resistance, of countless lives lost, of a global effort that had transformed human potential. They weren't just representing themselves. They represented an entire species that had refused to be conquered. The surrender documents were complex. They didn't just end a war. They restructured galactic political systems. Humans would now have access to technologies and territories previously unimaginable. The Zorn's 1,000-year expansion would be completely reversed. Psychological reports revealed something fascinating. The Zorn hadn't just been defeated militarily, they had been fundamentally broken psychologically. Their entire civilization was built on the belief of technological superiority, and humans had completely destroyed that belief. Sarah Park's Special Forces Unit, which had played a crucial role in the resistance, was honored globally. Their tactics of guerrilla warfare and technological adaptation had become legendary. Military academies around the world would study their strategies for generations. Rachel Lee's research team received unprecedented recognition. Their ability to understand and modify alien technology had been the key to human survival. What had started as small research projects had transformed the entire course of the war. The economic implications were massive. Captured Zorn technology would accelerate human development by hundreds, perhaps thousands of years. Industries would be revolutionized. Scientific understanding would leap forward in ways no one could predict. Global celebration erupted. Cities that had been destroyed during the invasion now prepared for reconstruction. But this wasn't just rebuilding, it was an opportunity to reimagine human potential. Young people around the world felt a new sense of possibility. If humans could defeat the most advanced civilization in the galaxy, what else could they achieve? The victory wasn't just military, it was a psychological transformation. The Zorn leader, forced to sign the surrender documents, looked defeated. His civilization's entire history of conquest had been ended by a species they had initially considered insignificant. Elena's final words captured the moment perfectly. Humanity is not just surviving, we are evolving. As the ceremony concluded, something remarkable happened. The global unity that had been born during the resistance didn't disappear. Countries that had previously been rivals now worked together, sharing technologies and strategies. The war had transformed human civilization more thoroughly than anyone could have predicted. It wasn't just about defeating the Zorn, it was about discovering human potential. In research facilities, military bases, and universities around the world, people looked to the future with unprecedented hope. The galaxy had changed, and humanity was now at the center of that change. The tiny species that no one had believed in had not just survived. They had conquered.